The line was cracking, but her fear cut through clean. "Dad, they're betting on who gets me first." Laughter echoed behind her. Male voices, drunk, careless. One of them said, "Your dad's not here to save you." I didn't answer right away. I listened, counted heartbeats. Then I said, "Sweetheart, don't speak." 10 minutes. The call ended, but her breathing stayed in my ear long after. I stared at the coordinates blinking on my screen, a signal from her phone. The house was 15 minutes out. We'd make it in 8. Outside, the night was quiet, too quiet for what was about to happen. I called my team, "Go Code Red." When we arrived, the music was still playing, too loud to hear the screams that had already stopped. Something inside me went silent, and stayed that way. We secured the house first, cleared rooms, checked pulse, logged evidence. 3 men, 1 dead, 1 unconscious, 1 still breathing, barely. My daughter was in the corner, blanket, shock, blood not hers. I told her not to look. She didn't. The officers called it self-defense. I called it too easy. The scene didn't fit their story. There were cameras, motion sensors, locks, and 1 file on a laptop time-stamped an hour before her call. Inside it, a list of names. Hers was second. This wasn't random, it was arranged. Whoever planned this thought I'd stay out of it, thought wrong. I checked the house's security feed. It had been looped. Someone erased the real footage, someone with access. That was the first time I felt the familiar chill, the kind that comes when a crime isn't over, it's just changing shape. I replayed her voice 100 times that night, not the words, the pauses, the ones between fear and hope. That's where the truth lives. Someone had given them my daughter's location. Someone who knew our movements, our systems, our patterns. The enemy wasn't outside anymore, it was inside the circle. The team grew quieter after that. Eyes lingered too long. Questions came wrapped in concern, but they were really tests. I started watching them the way I watch suspects' body language, hesitation, what they choose not to say. Then I found it. A bank transfer under a false name, traced back to one of our own. A man I'd trained, trusted. He sold her information for $20,000 and a promise he'd never live to collect. That night, I sat in my car outside his house. He was laughing with his kids. The same kind of laughter I heard before her scream. Sometimes it comes with a silence you never break. I didn't confront him at home. That would have been mercy. I waited. 3 days later, he walked into the office, tired, pretending. He plugged it in, watched himself on camera, transferring the data. His face changed 3 times before he spoke. When he finally looked at me, I saw recognition. Not that he'd been caught, but that he'd been expected. "Sir," he started, but I cut him off. "Save it. You sold a child. You don't get to call me that." I didn't shout. I didn't move. I just waited for the fear to catch up to his conscience. He tried to justify it. Money, pressure, threats. Everyone has a reason. None of them matter. He reached for his badge like it could protect him. I told him, "That badge doesn't make you one of us. It just marks what you were before this." By the end of the day, the agency had his confession, his transfer records, and his resignation. By the end of the night, I had his silence. He won't betray anyone again. Justice isn't a moment, it's a decision you make, again and again, until there's nothing left of you. I made mine at midnight. The files were sent anonymously to Internal Affairs. The men who hurt my daughter were gone. The man who helped them was erased in every way that matters. No glory, no applause, just deletion. When I saw my daughter again, she asked, "Did you hurt them?" I said, "No." She nodded, because she knew I didn't need to. Truth does its own killing, slowly, quietly. Sometimes the loudest justice is the one that never makes a sound. I told her to forget that night, but I knew she wouldn't. Neither would I. And that's the real punishment. Remembering what silence costs. The report was filed, the case closed, the headlines moved on, but I didn't. Every time my phone rings, I still hear her voice, shaking, pleading, alive. The city sleeps like nothing happened, but I know better. Evil doesn't die. It waits. It watches for weakness. I've seen it, in their eyes, in mine. We all think we do anything to protect the ones we love, but anything comes with a price, one I've already paid. My daughter still laughs sometimes, softer now. I watch her and realize the world doesn't need heroes, it needs witnesses, people who don't look away. I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not ashamed either. It was necessary, and necessity is colder than vengeance. Before I left that night, I whispered to the last man still breathing, "Tell the devil I sent you."